Well, I have a bad feeling that the special effects are going to put a bad delay in the lip sync here, but we'll see how it goes. Hi there. This is a video response to everybody's best buddy. Dances with edible napalm, the barbarian strikes back. Um, Yesterday he did a video, what the shit, karma, something or other. And as always, I love your videos, man. Seriously, you're one of my favorite people on YouTube. And I religiously watch your videos, and I say that pun intentionally. Anyway, yeah, so this whole karma thing. Now, you know, in order to really believe in karma, really, one would presuppose a belief in reincarnation. And without that, the whole concept of karma is utterly, utterly void and meaningless. Um, because how do I really put this? Karma isn't the law of what goes around comes around. That's a Western oversimplification, bastardization of the concept of karma, and that really isn't. That only covers like a tiny, tiny sliver of how you can look at what karma is supposed to be. I only have a layperson's understanding of what karma is based on study that I did back in the 80s, so I'm a bit rusty. But back when I was getting into meditation and learning about Hinduism and Buddhism and stuff like that, I did study a lot about it. And what I understand is basically that, karma is, you would have to accept that there's more to life than the physical, for one thing, and that you have a physical presence in this reality, which, is prone to cause and effect. And you also have a spiritual presence, emotional and spiritual vibration that you put out, which also has causes and effects. Um, so, yeah, also creates causes and is prone to effects, I should put it that way. And these accumulate over the course of your life, and that's what you call your karma. Karma is the energy that you accumulate with your thoughts and actions, and it does affect things in the life that you're living. But really, the implication of karma is in reincarnation. So if you don't believe in reincarnation, you might as well just not even really think of karma as anything. Because these laws of cause and effect that you're talking about uh, would really only be relevant in the reference of reincarnation, at least as far as I understand it. I also want to talk about this whole thing, what you said about karma being some sort of concept of universal justice. Nope, that's not it at all. There's no implied sense of justice. It's just there are different schools of thought on that, of course. But I think those are the ones that are theistic in nature. But you don't have to be a theist to believe in karma. And so, as far as I understand it, anyway, um, there's this oversimplification. For example, I've heard people say, "Oh, if you're born with some sort of horrific disability, and you have to spend your whole life in a wheelchair and never really get to do much or whatever, blah blah blah." And some people will say that, oh, they must have been really a crap person in their past life if they supposedly deserved, that existence. But that's putting a value judgment on being crippled. I mean, from a karmic point of view, that might not be the case at all. From a karmic point of view, that person might have received more love from his parents or her parents than they did in a previous life, and or maybe they were. There's any number of different ways you could read into that with karma, and none of them are any more or less valid than another. So this whole concept of universal justice as regards karma is invalid, really. But it's a cause and effect. If you accept that the energy exists and there's more than one kind of energy, more than just physical energy, then karma kind of would make sense, I suppose. Um, the best sort of metaphor or description of karma that I can tell you about, which is something I read, I can't remember where, a long time ago. So, this is not my invention. I didn't, make this up. I don't remember where I read it though. But basically, if you imagine like a really super long pool table, like really, really long, like a bowling alley long, and every 3 feet or so, you put a pool ball, and then you got at one end of the table, and with great precision, you knock the ball into the next ball with your cue, and that ball would hit the next ball. The first ball would stop upon hitting the second ball, and the second ball would travel along till it hit the third ball, till it hit the fourth ball, till it hit the fifth ball, and so on. And every time the ball hits the new ball, the preceding ball will stop, and the next ball carries on until you get to the ball at the end. Now, what has been moving there? The balls that physically have been moving, but in fact, it's one steady flow of energy. And what is the source of the energy? The energy is not contained in the balls. The energy isn't even contained in the pool cue that hit the balls. Not even really, from a spiritual point of view, it's not even contained in the arm that's thrusting the pool cue forward. It's contained in the thought that decided to push the ball with the cue. The thought is where the energy originates, and then it has all these knock-on effects in the physical world. That's karma in a nutshell. All right. So yeah, I hope that makes some sense, and if not, feel free to tease me about it. This has Got That Funk. Thanks for watching, and make all your ups and downs go up.